What's happening, everybody? I'm Young Brink, host of the #1 music and entertainment talk show in Memphis and the Mid-South, BrinkTV. And of course, these are my awards. But let me cut to the chase. I got a question for you guys. When was the last time that you were on television to promote your business or your music? You can't answer that, can you? Well, check this out. The BrinkTV show, we interview artists, entrepreneurs, basically all forms of entertainment. So if you rap, sing, model, or you're a comedian, hey, we invite you to the BrinkTV couch. Now, we also play music videos, so if your video ain't too ratchet and you got a clean song, we can play it for you. Business owners, we play TV commercials as well, so contact us. And be sure to check us out each and every Tuesday night, Comcast Channel 31 at 9:30 p.m. If you don't have Comcast, you're in luck. Just go to BrinkTVShow.com and check out the live stream.
What's happening, everybody? Of course, it's your host, Brink Young, and you are tuning in to the most award-winning talk show in Memphis and the Mid-South. Of course, trophies in the bag. Award-winning, I did say that, right? Talking about BrinkTV. Now, to not adjust your TV set, we got a new face to the couch, and I'm glad to welcome. I want to hear more about what he has going on. I'm talking about Mr. Vikter Bang. How you doing, brother?
Good, man.
Hey,
with you, bro.
First and foremost, I got to say thanks for coming on the show. It means a lot to have you.
Appreciate you having me, boss. Appreciate it, man.
Most definitely. Now, we actually got plenty to talk about, man, because not only are you an artist and a producer as well, but you also have your own company. Let's go ahead and get into that, man.
Yeah, so the company is called Spirituality in Action.
Okay.
And basically, it's a company that uses creativity and imagination as a source to generate funds and also use the profit from those funds to benefit the community.
Gotcha.
So if you can imagine a studio that made movies and all of this stuff, and some of the profit from the movies goes back into funding other movies and it becomes a sustainable business. So we're going to launch that using an unlimited resource, creativity, man.
That's dope. That's dope. So let's go ahead and kind of get a little background on you. You know what I'm saying? Where are you from exactly?
Originally from Pensacola, Florida, man.
Okay.
So born and raised there. Graduated from Florida State, mechanical engineer. Spent some time down in Fort Lauderdale and eventually came up here to Memphis, man.
Most definitely, most definitely. Now I can understand, you know, maybe a slight culture shock when you get to Memphis, right?
Man, yeah. But the history here, man, the culture here, I mean, it's rich, man. It's rich. It's a lot of potential here, so I'm excited that this is where everything is happening, man. So I'm glad to be a part of it, man.
And I think it's wonderful that you're able to, for Memphis to be the foundation of this company, because very talent rich, like very much so.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. And let's go ahead and get into you as an artist, man. So how long you been doing music?
Man, I've been doing music since I could remember. But as far as out in the public, my first album was called Now Showing.
Okay.
Released that in about 2005. And It was basically a play on life being a movie and all of this stuff. And since then, I've had a mixtape, 2 mixtapes that have came out.
Okay.
And now everything that I'm doing now is going to be funded through Saya. I'm going to go through Saya.
Got you. So if anybody wanted to refresh or learn more about your music, hear your music, like what's the best way they can do that?
Well, the first album is on iTunes, but everything else you can go to VikterBang.com/Saya, and you can see the last mixtape. You can go to SoundCloud. The videos on YouTube as well. So I haven't charged for anything from that first album because I'm really trying to get the name out and show people the product.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now I understand that poetry was actually your entrance into everything, correct?
Yeah, it started with poetry, man. I remember in school getting my first award for poetry, and it was actually come to find out about Martin Luther King.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. But eventually turned to poetry and the music and the raps, and been doing it ever since, man. And really love it. It's really one of my passions.
And producing as well, so you actually making beats as well, right?
Yeah, and that started. So when I went to college, my roommates that we linked up with, we started a production company.
Okay.
But we pretty much got tired of dealing with people that weren't as serious as we were. So I decided to buy my own stuff and teach myself how to produce. So I don't read music or write music, but I can play by ear and make it sound like something.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's talk about like you working with any children or any centers or anything like that, any big brother, big sister type thing?
No.
What you got going?
No, but all that's on the table because one of the things that I had a lot of success with was programming where we pretty much had a studio inside of a school. It was an aftercare program where I was teaching kids how to produce and how to make music.
Gotcha.
We ended up losing funding for it from the school, but the kids enjoyed it. So that's one of the things that I want to start back up. and fund it ourselves, so we don't have to get funded from no one else.
That's exactly what I was going to talk about, because I think it's horrible that, number one, it's already after school program, meaning it's keeping the kids off the streets.
Yeah.
It's keeping them out of gangs or out of, criminal activity, and you're teaching them something or instilling something in them that they can take further on into life, that can make them money or just make a difference.
Absolutely.
But they lost funding.
They lost funding.
Wow.
It wasn't that important for them, which is crazy when you think about it, because it was actually working. And that's a long story, but the people there knew it was working. I don't know the whole backstory of it, but it just shows that it works and it's possible.
One thing that we have to do, we have to continue to give our children and our youth, our people, creative outlets to express themselves. Let's go ahead and talk more about this company, man, because I see you got some things over here. Like I said, I want to dive into it a little if we can.
Yeah, I mean, coming on the scene and being new and everything, I'm just kind of showing some background, because basically when I hit the ground, I mean, I don't feel we have any time to waste. So I'm just showing there's a backstory to this. I'm not someone just coming out the blue.
Right.
But a lot of this stuff in here basically just talks to why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
And that's the engineer in me.
Okay.
So, and I'll just show a couple examples.
Okay.
And the reason I brought all this is because I have a 9-to-5 job as an engineer.
Gotcha.
And they sent me to training, leadership training, so that I can learn basically how to make the company money.
Okay.
So I'm using this same knowledge that they're instilling in me to make money, to bring it to us, to help us out.
Gotcha.
And these are the two things that stuck out to me real quick. And there's a pyramid here that shows actions at the top.
Okay.
And one of the things that we're trying to deal with now is actions, right?
Okay.
But at the base of that pyramid is self-image.
Gotcha.
So self-image is something that needs to be corrected in order for us to have different actions, have a different outcome.
Okay.
So that's why I deal with self-image, self-esteem, and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You look at us, we've got 400 years of people telling us that we weren't worthy.
Yeah.
So you're going to have someone telling you are worthy, and it's going to challenge the world to prove me wrong, and they won't be able to do it. And this is the other thing as far as image, to something as well, because this is business. So they're doing this to make money. I'm just showing you this.
Right.
It says your self-image can evolve without any conscious direction. Most people do not provide constructive input to the image they have of themselves. So if you're not feeding yourself positivity, then you're going to be getting input from someone else that may not have your best interests at heart. Wow. So I'm just showing this from a business standpoint. This has nothing to do with us as a community, but I'm applying it to us, because for business it has to work. So for us, it's going to work as well.
Absolutely, and that's exactly why they spend so much money. They invest so much money into programs and into tools like this, so that they can make more money. Exactly. You take that knowledge, you flip it, apply it to our situation.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we can make a difference. I love it. I love it. You also was telling me about a challenge that you guys have.
Yeah. So this is the 100-degree challenge.
Okay.
So I did this so you can, I don't know if you can get that, but that's basically the link. So long story short, this is basically the breadcrumbs that I've laid out as far as how I got to my realization, how I got to the point that I am. And it's basically what I consider facts.
Right.
The challenge is based on a parable of water changing form.
Okay.
We go from 99 degrees to 100 degrees.
Right.
So right now, we're pretty much just hot water. We haven't taken the extra degrees to become steam to experience a different state.
Right.
So everything that I'm talking about as far as us being spiritual beings, having a human experience, laying that out from a scientific standpoint is in here. And I'm just showing you that it's possible. And you can do your own research and find out for yourself, but I'm showing you the facts that at least prove that it's possible.
Most definitely. So how could people access this and find out for themselves? Like, what's the best way they can get this content?
Yeah, so the 100-degree challenge, and it's going to eventually be a book. And part of what I'm doing now is basically like a scientist getting a peer review. If what I'm saying is true, then it should not be, I should be able to, access it or basically bounce it off anybody.
Right.
So I'm putting this to the public to show me that if there's any errors in my logic. But you can go to victorbain.com/100.
Okay.
And this is also a 3D barcode for that. Okay. And you can see everything. You can see the layout. You can see all of the slides pretty much. They're just saying, can we agree on this? There's so many things we don't agree on, but this is very important. I don't see anything more fundamental than spirituality. So I'm seeing what can we agree on from that standpoint. So that's all there, and it's there to access. And you can also see me present this live in front of an audience. I did that to my family, so I'm giving you the same information that I give my own family. So you're going to see that as well.
Absolutely, and I also understand the other website is Spirit in Act.
Yes.
Okay.
SPIRT INACT.com, Spirit in Act. And it's short for Spirituality in Action. And that's the company. We just call it SIRE for short.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, who would you say this company is most ideal for?
It's most ideal for us. It starts with us and it's going to branch out. But from my perspective, our communities are the ones that need it the most. We have the most problems with self-esteem and everything, and I think it's time for us to really do what everyone talks about, unite and come together and all this stuff. We need to really do it. We need to see what that looks like, and we really need to, that's part of the whole journey, to show that process, because it's going to involve us putting in the work and doing something different.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I also understand that recently you started a Kickstarter, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 27 Kickstarter launch. So when you see this, you can go online and you can look at the Kickstarter as well. And it's about basically generating buzz and just letting the world know what we got going on. And we're going to show this. We're doing this all in the public, all in the open, and we want everybody to be involved. This is a collaborative. This is a co-creation. It's not just me. It's bigger than me. It's really about us. So the Kickstarter is just shedding light on that, and hopefully you support.
All right, and where can people find it and support?
Yeah, if you go to VikterBang.com, you'll see a link on there for the Kickstarter, and also it'll be on Spirit and Act or SpiritualityInAction.com. So it'll be in both places.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what would you say you got next coming up, man? Anything?
Right now, so basically, I'm going to be taking this information and traveling. I've already basically part of what I did to get to this point was I traveled from Fort Lauderdale all the way to San Diego, talking to people and basically interacting and observing the matrix, if you will.
Yeah.
So those seeds have already been planted. So when this Kickstarter is launching, or when it's already launched, I'm going to go back and kind of capitalize on those seeds that have been planted and show interactions and conversations with people like yourself and other people to show that it's not just me. There's a whole movement that's in the background that we're trying to bring to the foreground.
I love it, man. Hey, it sounds like it's a great awakening taking place.
Yes,
you guys make sure you check out Vikter Bang. Now, one question I do have before we go, man, I got to ask this question. I always like asking, let's say there's somebody that's, I guess you would say, call them an artist or just call them an intellectual, similar to yourself. Maybe they're watching this right now, but they're thinking about giving up. What advice would you have for them?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay with your dream. Stay focused. I have plenty of stories of people that doubted me, and I can tell you plenty of stories of people that doubt me now. But if it's your passion, if it's in your heart to do it, keep doing it. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about it. If you're a true artist and you love what you do, then you'll get the joy out of creating it. You don't need anybody to co-sign you.
Hey, I couldn't have said it no better myself. You guys continue to check out Vikter Bang and support everything that he has going on. Hey, gotta say thanks again for coming on the show.
Appreciate it, boss.
Hey, no problem at all. With that being said, now back to more Brink TV.